What's happening?
It's been a while since I taught you guys, but I have been working. Oh boy, have I been working. You're going to love this update. I just posted on Facebook. If I could put videos that were pre-edited on Periscope, I'd do it. But I've got something on Facebook that is positively incendiary. Incendiary! Very few people know. Very few people realize that David Nunes of California, for what, since the beginning, has been asking the Department of Justice, I want to see a piece of paper. Can you show me a piece of paper? I'm looking to see who exactly signed what to do what with this investigation. So Congress is supposed to have oversight of the intelligence services. But no, not in modern America. In the modern America, the intelligence services, as Chuck Schumer said, you don't mess with them because they got 6 ways from Sunday they could screw with your life. Well, Donald Trump found that out. He took on the intelligence services. He insulted them. I remember when Rush Limbaugh said, I just heard him say, I wouldn't do that if I was him. You got to be careful. It's as though everybody knows, the CIA, the FBI, the Department of Justice, National Security, from surveillance to everything else, they can monitor your life, and they did. They monitored what was going on. But here's the thing, the breaking news. Did you know this? It's only being covered by a few, like Zero Hedge articles and some Fox News reporting. No other news outlet is talking about it because they're all wired into the left wing and to the Democrat agenda to destroy Trump. Here's the breaking news. The FBI has not been giving over, the DOJ hasn't been giving over the paperwork because they've got some international moles working in the Trump campaign. Meaning they got people that have credentials both in the U.S. and England, where the Steele dossier came from. So what we're finding out is, and I just wrote an article on it on Facebook, Lance Wallnau. Just look up Lance Wallnau, Wallna. You don't go to my personal old friends page. Go to the one that has 270,000 people. I just posted, and I'm praying Facebook doesn't stop my post. I just posted the update on who the mole might be, who the FBI planted, and this thing goes all the way up. Oh my gosh. This goes all the way up, as I said, as we've been praying, to Brennan and the former CIA, to Clapper, to John Kerry in the State Department, under whose auspices the dossier may have gotten its legwork done to get handed off. We found out about a second dossier. We don't know if it's been published or used. As fictitious as the first, we know the name of the person who wrote it for Hillary Clinton. This is like the QAnon updates on steroids coming out right now, folks. Grab them. So I put them on. With a little bit of graphics, just because I felt like entertaining myself and sticking in some comedy, just because the left takes themselves so pompously and so seriously. I figured we are the only people that can enjoy trench warfare. So I want you guys to go, I'm telling you, go to the Facebook page and watch the video and make a comment, share it with some other people, because this stuff is powerful. I put the article in there. If you scroll down, you see my last article from Kimberly Strassel, who first broke the story about the mole from the FBI planted in the Trump campaign, looking to set up traps for low-level campaign people in order to implicate and catch Trump. Their big mistake was hatred. Because if they had just shut the operation down after the inauguration, it would have been fine. Not content with letting Trump win and have his turn and see what he could do like democracy allows, the deep state matadors decided they're going to kill the bull. And what they did was they continued working their CNN, dossier, CIA, and network. And I think the FBI, who planted the person, I don't know how Comey could have been so dumb that he didn't know what was going on. I really don't. But this was done probably. He probably saw, of course, the FISA warrants and couldn't mention, unmask they call it, certain names, because certain names were working for the CIA and the M16 in Britain. And we talk about who some of those names are in the article. Well, it's been a wild day. So That's what I want you to look at. You're talking about Hawaii. Hawaii had a volcano. This we know. I don't think the volcano took out a city, though. But, Hawaii is one of the most liberal states in the United States, which is strange. How did it ever happen that a place that pretty never had any conservatives get influential? So I love going there. But I'll tell you what, they got something strange in the water there in Hawaii sometimes. All right, so that's like 6 homes. 6 homes in the apocalypse, in the great affairs of the world. If it happens to Americans, it's news. What gets me is I think 5 people just got stabbed in the streets of Paris, and it was an ISIS crazy person with a knife. Tell you what, Donald Trump's looking better and better sometimes. So what's happening with Korea? I covered that also in some of the broadcasts, because Trump's anointed to loose the belts of kings. I've been saying Isaiah 45 all along. Isaiah 45 verse 1, that he's got anointing. See what he's doing with Iran? He's doing what Iran. You understand that Obama never had a treaty. Trump is not undoing any treaties. Obama could never get approval from the Senate for this bad deal he had. So he did he did what he always did. He did like Trump's doing. He's doing his own personal agreement with Iran and shipped them. I don't know how the heck this can happen. Can someone explain to me how it is that Obama could get his hands on $150 flipping billion, load them on planes and get them to Iran, and Donald Trump can't get $20 billion for a wall, and people are breaking through every single day? Why is it Trump can't get $20 billion and Obama got $150 billion with no permission? He just wrote a letter. And I know somebody's going to tell me it has to do with seized assets that actually belong to Iran. I think you get my point, though. All right, so that's the deal. But listen, go check it out. Go on Facebook and look at the update on the spy exposure, because this is going to be a game changer, I believe, as the case goes out. Mueller's going to try to come out and say there was justification for all of this because of The intelligence services should never be serving the auspices of one candidate against another. That's what's going to take. I'm telling you, is it not hard to kick against the pricks, is what the King James says, God says to Paul, as he's basically fighting God. There are sometimes, it isn't always this way, but there are some times when you take on an authority that God is backing, and it doesn't go well for you. Everything goes apart. And that's exactly what's happening right now. And by the way, to my friends at Right Wing Watch, who are always watching so faithfully and idiotically reporting what I say, may I just salute you and say, why don't you go watch my Facebook video and quote it and make me famous? That's the nice thing about getting persecuted. You can always stand on top of the stones that other people throw at you and have a bigger audience. So, anyway, I read what right-wing watch people are saying. Left-wing nuts, watch the right wing. But, I guess if I wasn't a Christian, I might agree with them. Because, there was a time, the Bible says, the Apostle Paul says, there was a time we were foolish. And we were. So that ought to always temper our judgment of those who accuse us of being delirious. All right, my friends. Go check it out. I'm absolutely serious. Go check it out. We're talking about the FBI. Brenner helped to facilitate the Steele dossier. Kerry, I think, and McCain. They'll never admit it. Kerry and McCain had an understanding McCain was going to pick it up and turn it over to Comey. Comey would get it to the president. Clapper would have a copy of it for CNN so that Tapper could tap dance. Then, at the moment that Comey talked to the president, Clapper got the word that the president has been briefed. At that moment, CNN comes out with breaking news, a Russian dossier, scandalous PP episodes. And then the president has to deal with all that garbage. He was right to fire Comey. All right, folks. Happy Mother's Day. Best thing God could give mothers is a nation that survives for their children. So, yeah, I think McCain's on his last legs. Yes, I do. McCain is on his way out, and to the shame of his legacy, he'll be considered the man who held a grudge so bad. All he could do was think about Trump. Trump is renting space in this poor guy's head, even on a deathbed. He hates Trump. That's a shame. Shouldn't hate anybody that bad. Yeah, Clapper's hired by CNN. He was hired by CNN when he set up the dossier to be leaked, to be given to the president. They can't say, they really hate Trump. They got a demonic thing against Trump. Kerry's got a problem, because Kerry was the head of the State Department under which some of this stuff happened. Woo! Maybe he's in Iran over there looking for a job. Oh, they can't stand Trump's success. They can't stand the fact that this guy, oh my gosh, you talk about having acid reflux. Watching him and Kim Jong-il, if Trump doesn't get the Nobel Peace Prize and Obama did get it, it'll just lose. The Nobel Peace Prize is going to lose credibility for whoever does get it. You realize the person who gets it is going to feel like an idiot, because it really should go to Trump. If he can broker this deal with North Korea, it's got everybody furious. It's weird, isn't it? It's like, why wouldn't you vote? Why wouldn't you even root for your own team? Even if you don't like the pilot, you're on the flippin' plane. How dumb can you get? You don't want to curse the pilot because you're on his plane. I learned that when under Obama. You didn't hear me coming out. I could talk about what Obama was doing. I could talk about the way the progressives were doing it. But I couldn't get personal about President Barack Obama. And I most of the time call him President Obama. You know why? Because he's flying the plane. What do I want to do? Curse the guy that's flying my plane? Let's face it, we got legalized gay marriage. We got DACA with an unresolved border issue. We got Muslim disruption in the Middle East with 1 million swarming over into Europe to remake the culture. $150 billion given to Iran, who's exporting terror throughout the Middle East, taking over Iraq and Syria. What more damage can that guy do? And nobody talks about it. But Trump brokers a peace deal, and they're upset that he did it unorthodox by Twitter. He's restoring the economy. He's dealing with the threat of Iran, and they're freaking out. Why? Because Trump is bringing the world to the brink of war. No. The guy is exposing our enemies. And then, trust me, those people, as you can see, on a dime, they'll burn the flag and shout death to America. There's no change in disposition there. They're exporting terror in the Middle East. I think the president can make a better case. And so let me tell you what we know about what Iran's been doing since we became friends. That'd be the right discussion. And then put on a presentation. Then everybody would go, oh, I didn't know that. So, make America noble again. So we got a warfare. God bless you guys. God bless you. Because those of you that are watching, those of you that share this broadcast with your friends, you are the guardians of the stewards of the nation's future. I mean that sincerely. The people on the left are like more and more ideologically possessed, meaning they're under the influence of spiritual forces because the ideas that they're embracing are so toxically aligned against Christ and against Christian biblical principles that they actually, through their anger and their frustration and rage, they open up a door to spiritual oppression, which leads to spirits working in them and through them. People don't even realize it. Jordan Peterson says something really interesting the other night. He said, can always tell when he's talking to someone who's been brainwashed by Marxist ideology, because they don't have original thoughts when you first talk to them. They're slogans and quotes and sayings, and you can see this when you run into an activist, and probably it's true on the right and on the left. I do run into some people that are equally, wound up on the right. But for the most part, the left is interrupting meetings all over the world, all over campuses. It's not certainly never Christians, My God, we'd be embarrassed. So, but it's an ideological possession. Jordan Peterson says, as a clinical psychologist, he could tell it's like a crank gets turned and outspews the doctrine and the dogma of what they've been taught, whatever it is. And he said, however, if you'll get past that and have an actual conversation, you'll touch the soul of a person and find out what they think, what they feel, and to a great degree, that involves creating, ironically, a place where I was going to say a safe space, but it means a space where you can have a conversation and they don't have to give you the assaulted, ideology, the party line that they've been told, but an authentic heart-to-heart conversation. So that's the way. And as Jordan Peterson says, stop saying things that make you weak. Great quote. It means stop saying things other people want you to say or that you think will impress other people. Speak that which you've thought through and that which you know is true. All right, my friends. Now let's go check that Facebook post out. Check the video out. It's only 10 minutes long, and it's the inside story on what's happening right now with Nunes and the piercing of the veil and the exposing of the deep state. We've been talking about it, and now we're praying into it. Shalom, shalom. Happy Mother's Day. Can't believe it's Mother's Day already. Oh, boy. Can you believe it? All right. Talk to you soon.